Good afternoon, everybody. You can make noise. It's a library, I know. But today you can make noise for this segment. How's everybody doing? Awesome. I just wanted to say my name is Amanda Shea, and I am your host for today. And it is May 17th. Let's make some noise. Welcome to Outspoken Saturdays here at the Boston Public Library in the Newsfeed Cafe. I know when we usually start the show, people are a little hesitant, but we're only going to be on air for about 3. No, I'm just playing. We're actually not on air. But you all are a part of the festivities today. And because it's Outspoken Saturdays, and Outspoken Saturdays, if people are unfamiliar with spoken word poetry, it is a powerful form of performance art. Yes, I just saw you mouth that to somebody. Like, yes, spoken word poetry. Get excited and get hype. I read lips. With that being said, it is a form of performance art in which speakers express themselves verbally on a specific topic. This event, Outspoken Saturdays, is a platform where we celebrate and give voice to what matters to you, which is coincidentally also GBH's slogan. With that being said, can I give it a round of applause for the performers? As a host and also as an artist myself, I always ask folks to be participatory as much as possible. This is not the time where I'm going to ask you to silence your phones, but I am going to ask you to keep the conversation to a minimum, but also give your energy. It is really hard to be up here and stand in front of a bunch of strangers and spill your art and share that with everyone in here. So I see my people up top. I see you. Hi. You're also on camera too. Oh, I love how y'all wave back. With that being said, we're going to get right into the program. So who's ready to hear some poetry? First, let's welcome our first Outspoken Saturday speaker, spoken word poet of the day. Give all of your energy to Niko!
Hi, everyone. My name is Niko, and thank you for welcoming me back here at GBH. Today, I'm going to be reading 2 poems. The first one is about fashion and how it has helped me feel more comfortable in my body and improved my mental health. The clothes saved me, not because they ever made me pretty or popular, but because they made my body habitable. On days when I dreamed about decomposing, playing dress up drew the metal out my mind like a charcoal salve. A smooth slathering on the daily worked wonders beyond the 4th dimension. Something of my soul stood up, straight and perpendicular to the deep end, where they found me glowing like pool lights underwater at midnight. Nothing but moon shadow encased me, and I called this my robe. Thank you. And my second poem is about seasons and transformation. Waking up in the spring, slick black Sunday mornings call for a season's rupture. I stretch between bands of ultraviolet, grasping at sun rays, becoming dust, first caught in the air, then condensed into kernel for sowing as seeds for tomorrow. Okay. Thank you.
Hey, everyone. I'm Timothy Gager, and I am reading some poems on a manuscript that should be out next year, and the theme of the manuscript is orbs, anything that's orbial. These new orbs, they float by the window, these new orbs. They were supposed to be the future, but instead, they, the forgotten ghosts, in our sudden frigid apartment, cold as waiting for someone to remember you. She laughed about it at first, how the orbs danced in the corner. We made up names for them, Penelope and Alexander. The one that always flickers we called Maybe. Are they reflections of old lives slipped through the walls or echoes of the two of us? A shape with no sound and no regret for any mistakes? They are the things that never apologize. They vanish when we talk about how they're static from the satellite dish. I know ghosts should look like cotton sheets over children or the haze of a summer memory when we were young enough to believe anything. But then they are back because we believed the wind can suddenly appear as doors blown wide open. These orbs return without touching. Their spirits finally have the chance to haunt us properly. And then she tells me, maybe that's the way we are, drifting on the edge of what was once real, transparent and pale. Will they stay or leave? She asks, then, what will we do? The shape of things. While jogging in the rain in Dedham. The rain is thin, streaked drops bending, flooding roads, or beating down Dedham's cracked sidewalks. I make it past the swollen Charles, where water meets water and forgets their shapes, blurry street lamps or teardrops melting. I feel the drops rain roll down. They feel me back, the way I might feel ghosts when I flip a switch. But 99% of orbs that are seen are just microscopic things that float in the air at all times, suspended, their shape actually like the rain caught in photographs. Until my mind justifies rain isn't disappearing, only forming larger puddles or forming rivulets on my windbreaker as I map hieroglyphs in pools of reflection. A patrol car drives by slow. There is no wave, even if they've seen me out here before. He too belongs in this blur, driving with the wind. The air forms in the shape of my lungs, the shape of motion itself, transferring the energy. My shoes cushion like a sponge. I am running.
I'm G. I'm from Connecticut, and I will be... Thank you. Thank you, Amanda, for having me back 2 months later. I'm reading 2 poems today. The first one is An Easter Visit. Tending the garden with family of plenty, pink tulips sit at the head, laying beside what I once knew. Feeling their presence as if nothing had changed, but merely their immortality lie in my senses. The wind's song so familiar, smelling of freshly cut grass, a pale blue blanketing the sky. Clouds waving goodbye, please don't go. I may not see you, hear you, touch you, but I recognize you. Your faint breath brushes my cheek, turning over the granite stone painted with dirt. Coated in brass, in a stone I hath no resemblance of, together forever. And the second poem is To Him. When I saw your scars is when I knew they'd become my own, for the burdens you bear are no longer yours alone. I let the pain you've soaked in run through my fingers and into my veins, if it meant even a semblance of peace. Like 1,000 shards of glass shooting down from the sky upon my body, diamond rain cuts my vision, but burns the memory of the tranquility you provide. Oh, to return the favor by replacing your scars with the feeling of my fingertips floating on delicate skin.
Hi, everyone. Thank you to Amanda for allowing me to read again. I'm going to read 2 poems. The first poem I wrote right after I recovered from COVID-19 in 2020. It's called In the Stillness. Daybreak spreads its wings, sunflowers waltz, caterpillars crawl, dandelions sway, forests whisper, and waking loons dream of clouds while seeking sunlight. Bird song, soft wind sonatas, whistling breezes, glistening ponds, mountain creeks, rolling brooks, a treasure trove of sweet sound currents, flows like heartbeats and smiles leaping from a fountain. Tranquil times, divine equilibrium in the outer reaches of our spaces, from rainy seasons to brighter days, sowing seeds of new beginnings in the blooming canyon. Peaceful valley, sacred river, sheltering sky, the innocent dance from starlight to sunrise, the silent joy of a new dawn, standing in the stillness, yet yearning for wind. Thank you. The next poem is called Home Now. The poem is about Mother's Day. My mother passed away 2 months ago. She was 108 years old. I wrote this poem after Mother's Day when she was 102 years old. It's called Home Now. Going to see Mama, 102 years old, gentle family force, feisty and sharp still. Her eyes light up when we enter her home on Mother's Day. Arthritic back, feet, hips, knees, steadied by her cane, taking slow, deliberate steps down memory lane's highway. Sitting at her bedside, gospel music playing in the background, talking about her home before migrating from Laurinburg, North Carolina in 1929, entrusting us with her trail of memories from one side of the railroad track, talking about her formerly enslaved great-grandparents, her mama and grandma, learning to read at the historic Laurinburg Institute, the school opened at the urging of Booker T. Washington in 1904, wading in the local river with her little sister, playing in the background in the backyard of her pocket-sized home, and enjoying a bowl of chocolate ice cream at the general store before saying bye-bye to the cotton fields, tobacco fields, railroad tracks, the general store, and the river. Leaving Laurinburg, moving north to Boston, sharing a lifetime of memories at home now. We hand her the gift, not a greeting card or floral bouquet, a poem written especially for her. She puts on her eyeglasses and reads aloud. A gem of a mother, that's who you are. You're the best mother by far. Precious stones can't compare. There's no one like you anywhere. No diamond, ruby, emerald, or pearl. You're the best mother in the whole wide world. At 102 years old, truth be told, you're more valuable than silver and gold. A gem of a mother, that's who you are. You are our shining star. She says, this is the best Mother's Day she's had in 100 years. We hold hands, we hug, we say, I love you. It's our best day too. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. I'm going to be reading 2 poems for you today. The first one just focused on family, love, and financial security, and the second on violence against women. Welcome back to Love Island, USA. All eyes are on final couple Jennifer Martinez, and insert dreamy androgynous islander with a vaguely Australian accent. The final move is in Jen's hands. Will she choose love or will she choose the money? We all know the correct answer is to choose love. I choose the money. I choose the money, and America boos, and my dreamy androgynous match crumbles into a fit of completely Understandable tears. My fellow islanders clutch their hands to their hearts and gasp. I knew she wasn't in it for the right reasons. And I book a first-class ticket to a 5-star hotel for a week-long trip to Dubai. Because if we're being honest, who chooses someone they barely know over $100K anyways? Who goes home empty-handed? As in, I could use this money for a lot of things. My family could use this money for a lot of things, as in maybe, just maybe, there is life outside this villa. And not everyone gets to choose love before thinking of everyone else around them. Like maybe this is me choosing both. Like maybe I will buy my mother a house she can finally grow young in. And my sisters each places we can redefine home in. Ask any immigrant daughter. Being able to choose yourself is a privilege generations of us have never been afforded. Reality spills into the screen, not out of it. We all have someone we are winning for. All know to leave with love is to leave a loved one behind. No, love alone cannot always keep the lights on, or the shelves stocked, or the water clean, but it can guide me now. My mother had dreams of being an accountant, but had my sister instead. Left behind everything she still wanted for a man 10 years her senior. Sometimes I fault my mother for choosing love over the money before realizing it's us who are standing final stage with her. Everyone in reality TV longs for something. All I'm trying to find is stable ground to build us back up from. Sometimes there are more important things than a dreamy androgynous islander with a vaguely Australian accent. As in, I choose love. I choose it over and over and over again. As in, my sisters and I used to watch reality TV like a fairy tale, with clenched breaths and clawing palms and flare gun gazes. As in, my mother never became an accountant, but she did raise 4 daughters. As in, I will make sure the lights are always on, and the cabinets never know empty, and the water always runs clean. As in, sometimes love and survival are the same thing. As in, this time, I'm taking it all home. Thank you. And I'll just go straight into this other one because I don't know how much time I got. Okay. My mother warns me to cover my mirrors. Says the inexplicable happens when 2 reflections ripple back at each other. That veils thin and faces distort, and even the person looking has no control over what is seen on the other side, so I listen. And I keep listening, and I keep being afraid of what it is that is capable of crawling out of my own mirror, of what it may be dragging itself away from or escaping towards. Legend says most urban myths are ghost-trapped, reliving their deaths in the hopes of finding a way out. And what is an urban myth if not a nameless woman-made warning? A halfway walk home compressed into an unfinished landmark of a body, girls, memorialized in trauma, sirening into something scarier in order to survive, bansheeing to be bigger than memory, wailing women who have seen their own deaths coming, who have decided the next scream will instead be a warning. I have a theory. That Bloody Mary is just trying to catch a glimpse of what life was like before the burning, when her face was still one she could see herself in. My mother taught me to cover my mirrors, has always been afraid of what a reflection peering back at itself could let out, and I get it. Why she would see herself in a woman trapped and decided best that at least one of them get to walk away. Who hasn't been faced with themselves and chosen to escape it? Who hasn't been stuck in a cycle of fear and come out seeking vengeance? Instead, I don't cover my mirrors anymore. I'm no longer afraid of the faces beneath them, no longer scared of looking myself in the eye of what it is I don't yet understand. Everything that has to be survived has survived something first. The woman in white, every girl who wished someone would just take her home. La Llorona, every mother who has ever screamed bloody at the loss of her child. Scaled sirens, girls tossed in water who grew gills and birthed new breath. Every grave my hands have burst through, I've dug my own way out of from the inside. Each time I've resurrected, it's been me who's chanted myself back. Just like every other urban myth, have kept myself alive through word of mouth. If I say my name 3 times, will I come alive right here? If everyone else's eyes close, will the inexplicable happen? Will a ghost appear? Will I, undead, will a wailing woman be brought back to life?
Y'all give it up one more time for Jennifer Martinez. I love you. With that being said, that is a really good time to name that Boston Poetry Slam exists here in Boston, and it is alive and thriving and very, very well. The Cantab Lounge is also a space where you can see a lot of amazing performers. I first saw Jennifer and Will at Voices and Power when it came from Philly here in Boston. And when I tell you, like, one thing I love about Outspoken Saturdays is the different forms of poetry that you can witness and hear, from slam to narrative to personification to even Queen's ode poem to her mother. There's just so many different forms of spoken word that I don't think that we always get to experience in one space, and I'm so happy to be here at Outspoken Saturdays to be able to witness all of the beautiful performers that we've witnessed this afternoon. Can we give a round of applause for everybody still being here and present? As happy as I am is also as sad as I am. Can I get a collective aww? We are at our last performer of this Outspoken Saturdays in May of 2025. But I need y'all to give me all of the energy for our last spoken word Outspoken Saturday performer, Meghan Miraglia.
You know, I'm not Spanish, but like that sounded really good, Amanda. Come on. Guys, can we shout out Amanda and the team behind Outspoken Saturdays? I want to make sure that they're getting their flowers. They worked real hard on this. This is a beautiful production. I also want to shout out GBH. I was and still am a proud PBS kid, and it's a really big deal for me to be here, so thank you. My name is Meghan Miraglia. You can follow me on Instagram at meghan.gets.lit. I have 2 poems for you today. This first poem is about childhood. It's called Makeover. There's a memory I have that I keep wanting to write about, but I can't make it beautiful. In the memory, I'm at Chloe's house. Chloe lives in a big house. There are many rooms with many windows, and her mom likes to leave them open all day. Chloe has her own room with a door that can shut and lock. Chloe is tall and thin, a dancer. I'm not a dancer. I want to be thin. I'm 8 years old. I've seen magazines at the grocery store, and I've read headlines like Hourglass Syndrome and Suck in Your Stomach, and I have not done it, not yet, but I will soon, and I will not know how to stop. Let me stay in the memory. Let me stay in Chloe's house. Chloe sneaks into her mother's room to steal her mother's makeup. I follow her as far as the doorway, but I can't go any further. There's something about the yellow comforter on the bed and the soft light resting on it, and Chloe's small body and its bladed shadow moving over the vanity. There's something about knowing that her mother and father sleep here together each night. My stomach is swimming because we're going to get in trouble. I don't like getting in trouble. Chloe takes the makeup bag out of the vanity. We go into her room. This is one of many rooms in Chloe's house. This is one of many memories I'm trying to survive. Chloe tells me to sit. I do. She wants to do my makeup, make me something worth remembering, make me beautiful. She dumps everything out of her mother's bag, powders and foundations and mascara and sticks of liner and a pencil sharpener and a bottle of Tylenol and eye drops and 2 pairs of tweezers and a stained white sponge and floss and blush and lotion. Pick a color, says Chloe, and I do. I reach for the palest colors, soft pearl and ballet slipper and blue moon. Chloe puts the brushes in her mouth to make them damp, and I can feel her spit on my skin. I can feel it drying. I don't remember my reflection, just a sense of disappointment. The bag is zipped and returned. Chloe's mother calls us down for dinner. I'm taking the heels of my hands and pressing them into my eyes. Her mother is asking if I've been crying. Chloe is handing me a fork, a spoon, a folded cloth napkin. Chloe is saying something untrue, the little bones in her hands rising as if pulled on by strings, the cup in her collarbone so deep I could fit my shame in it, could curl up and sleep there like a coin at the bottom of a well or a grit of sand wedged beneath an oyster's tongue. Thank you. This second poem is about dating, but it's also about childhood. I want to shout out Up the Staircase Quarterly, which is where this poem appears. Again, you can catch me on Instagram at meghan.gets.lit. This is eligible. On Hinge, a man named Justin says, "You just look like you'd be the greatest wife, like you'd be ready to pick up the kids in our Porsche." Justin, I'm afraid you have the wrong impression. I'm afraid of many things, like my parents aging, or my own failure to publish a manuscript, or estrangement from my sister. Justin, have you ever tried to birth the dream that has made you its home? Have you ever thought about the impossibility of writing so much? When you were young, very young, did you wait up for your mother to come home from the night shift? Was it wintertime? Did the plows come and push snow into banks? And did the snow mix with gasoline? And did the snow turn gray? And did that color, scuffed and indelicate, break your own heart? Did you watch for the snowbanks to turn gold beneath the halo of the one light on your dead-end street? And every perfect yellow flash was your mother's car, or it wasn't, and those were the only two answers in the whole world. Justin, that feeling is the same feeling I get when I watch my mother wait for drivers to stop and let her cross the road. And when they do, she lifts her hand without waving it. She just holds it in the air and lets her palm face them. One day she'll go where I can't see her, hair covering her face in silver thread. Justin, let's say I say yes. Let's say I'm dutiful. Let's say we meet and fall in love right now on the river where that dark, terrifying water bends the way you wish I would. Let's say you buy a baguette diamond and have it set in white gold, even though that's not what I asked for. Let's say I say yes for real, and you say yes for real. I birth you 2 sons, bring them to you like breath and ether. We name them whatever you'd like. What I'd like is a Porsche, Justin. A red one, red as apple, red as Sylvia Plath's comet, red as ambition, red as mean streak, as the notebook of mine that you threw in the Charles. Remember, Justin? That night dissolved into tantrums. What I want, Justin, is a Porsche red as a starlet singing for her life, red as redemption, as memoir. You say yes. The poems in my drawer, Justin, are shaping themselves into diptychs, into bells, into brutish things, and Justin, I am afraid of so much. It's like I told you in the beginning. Have you gone home? Have you asked your parents what more you can do? Have you sat with yourself? Have you written a sonnet? Have you looked into my eyes, Justin? I'm your wife. I'm taking the poems from my drawer, unfurling them, setting the small bones in their wings with our son's toothbrushes. I am taking the keys from the bowl by our front door. I am strapping the poems into car seats, tightening all of the straps. I'm taking the Porsche, Justin. I'm taking everything. I'm singing a lullaby, low and sweet, and I'm getting all the words wrong, but it doesn't matter, Justin. The poems are awake. Thank you.
Please put your hands together one more time for Meghan. Did everyone here have a really good time? Can we make some more noise for all of the performers that we've had this afternoon? Niko, Timothy, G, Jennifer, Queen, and Meghan. Thank you so much for being a part of May's Outspoken Saturdays. Y'all were phenomenal. I want to also thank you all at home and you all that are here physically with us. Thank you so much for attending. Thank you for giving your love, your energy, and your presence and just showing up and staying for most of it. Thank y'all, because I see most of y'all hung with us today. On our next Outspoken Saturday will be June 7th. But if you have a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend, and you are that friend to tell a friend to sign up and be a part of the action. I see some people nudging their people, but we're not going to give direct eye contact. But yes, all we need is a first name, a last name, and an email address. And you could do that right here with Juan Jose. Give it up for Juan Jose, who is a part of our GBH team. Also, please give it up for Maddie, who's doing all of our sound and AV and tech needs in the back. Hannah Thomas and Sandra Lopez Burke. Please give a round of applause for our GBH team. It takes a village, y'all. With that being said, before we go, I want to also thank the Boston Public Library for hosting us and the Newsfeed Cafe for nourishing us and giving us the perfect bev of this afternoon. My coffee was amazing. So give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. And as I said before, my name is Amanda Shea. I am your host. Again, we will be back June 7th, and I hope you all enjoyed the program. For all my beautiful poets of this afternoon, if you could join me over here for a group photo. Friends and family in the audience, this is now your time to shine. Get those cameras out and take a photo of all of us here on the stage, and we will see you next month for Pride. Woo! Oh, and Juneteenth. Woo!